Well, Denzel, we were just sitting here reminiscing about the last time we talked, which was for Cry Freedom, and lots of good things happened to you as a result of that.
Thank you.
And here you are now with another wonderful performance in this movie called Glory, a Civil War epic. First of all, I'm glad to see your hair is back.
Well, it's not quite back. It's coming.
Why or who made the decision to shave your head?
It's just my decision. I just chose to do that. Just wanted to do something different, wild, and I mean, a guy with a name like Tripp, you figure he's got to be different. So
give him a bald head.
Give him a bald head, yeah.
I think it was a very good idea because it was always easy to spot you. Even I'm serious.
Right.
I'm serious. I think that that was a very wise move.
Yeah.
To do
There was
it.
trouble while we were filming, though. People kept smacking me in my head.
Was it an arduous film to make?
It was difficult. I mean, it was exciting also. I tend to like the films where there's a lot of research and readily available material to research, and there are volumes and volumes on the Civil War and on that time. So it gave us all a really good handle, something to really lock into and try and take a step back in time.
Before you got into it, did you know about this black regiment?
No, I did not even know that black people fought in the Civil War. You know, it wasn't taught in the schools that I went to. Or maybe I played hooky those days, but I don't remember ever hearing about it. So it was an education for me, and that's, to me, one of the exciting points about the film.
What did it do to your thinking then?
It made me proud, first of all. I think it makes me proud to know that my forefathers had as much at stake. I mean, I already knew they had a lot at stake, you know, a lot of suffering that they had done as slaves and all. But not only that, they got a chance to prove themselves as men and to fight for their country. And, you know, the interesting thing about that regiment, those people, with maybe the possible exception, and even including the character I play, they wanted to be there. They wanted the chance to finally prove that they're worth something and that they're, you know, that they're men.
Were these all people, all blacks who had come up from the South?
No,
It was a mixture of them.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, that particular company was mainly northern blacks, but they came from all over.
Was your character a real person or a composite?
No. Some ideas from certain characters, things that I found in doing research, I brought to the character, you know, that may have been like first of all, his having all the marks on his back. I found an actual picture called Casualties of War, I think, like the film, but it's called The Causes of War, The Casualties of War. I forgot what it was called, but they showed this guy's back. And so I showed it to the makeup man. I said, this is what, you know, and people were worried about it being too much, being over the top. I says, look at the guy, here it is. So they really don't show it, they just give you a glimpse of it, which I think was the right thing to do, but it is there.
Well, it makes an impact. I mean, you know precisely what the situation is. It's up there long enough that there's no question, no doubt.
And then, you know, when he takes his shirt off and you see that, it's like, oh, you realize, well, he's been through this before, many times.
Yes. The violence, or at least the battle scenes, are very graphic. And I talked with Ed Zwick about that. And it's possible that may turn some people off from the film.
Yeah, you think so?
I think it's possible.
Yeah.
It's
a war movie. You know. We'll see.
What do you think is its potential audience appeal?
I think that it's the kind of movie that a lot of people will see. I mean, it's like when they did Platoon. You know, there was every reason to believe that this is not the movie to make or to go see. And you know, if it's a good movie, people will go. I think. You know, and I think it's a very good movie. So if the word of mouth gets around and they advertise it correctly, I think people will go.
I thought Cry Freedom was such a good film. I was very high on that film, and I loved your performance. I thought it was just exquisite. And it was disappointing to me that it wasn't better received by
in
audiences.
this country.
Ah.
It ran for a year and a half in England.
Now, how do you explain that?
Well, we don't have enough time for me to really explain to you why, but I just think that, you know, we're bombarded with so much news about South Africa and heavy situations all around the world because we have the best, you know, news information in this country, that we don't necessarily want to pay $7 or $7.50 to go to the movies again on Saturday night with your girl or your guy or whatever and see more of what we see at 6 o'clock. You know, all of the films about South Africa, none of them have been financially successful. I just don't think people want to go see it. It's not that I don't think they're sensitive to the issue. I think they are. But I just don't think they want to go see it, want to pay, you know, to see it.
And you think that would apply to blacks and whites alike?
It obviously did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, the big thing about that film, I think, for a lot of black people, from what I got, was that, you know, they felt it should have been more about Stephen Biko, and a lot of people were disappointed about that. A lot of black people were disappointed about that.
Was there an attempt to compromise kind of the two storylines? Was that kind of a compromise that Attenborough made, or what?
Yeah, it's a choice that they made. I mean, that's the story they wanted to tell, and they told it the way they wanted to, and you have to live with it.
Well, it doesn't diminish the fact that you still did a fantastic job in that, as you do in this one.
Thank you.
What's next for you?
Rest. Christmas.
Do you have another film that will be coming out, or
yeah, I have another film, a comedy coming out called Heart Condition. I just finished a picture yesterday with Spike Lee, a new musical film about a jazz musician. And now I'm just gonna go home and relax and hopefully do a play first, and take my son to the basketball game, and play with my daughter. And
well, have a
with my
wonderful. Yes, don't leave your wife out of this.
That's right.
Well, I hope you have wonderful holidays,
Thank
Denzel, and congratulations on this performance. And we'll look forward to the next one, whenever, wherever. Thank you.